Welcome to one of the first episodes of Invest with Tim Allen. I'm Tim from IPS Buyers Agents and Moreton Bay Finance Broker, and today I'm accompanied by my co-host, Uni from STP Tax Professional. Saint Tim, how are you, Uni?
Good, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here. Mate, would you want to tell the camera a little bit about yourself and your background?
Sure. Hi everyone, my name is Uni Asok. I'm an accountant, chartered accountant by qualification. I've been in the industry for the last 13-14 years, specializing in tax planning, asset protection, and business structures.
Uni's been my personal accountant for a number of years now. We've known each other for a little bit longer. And I really enjoy seeing you, and I love it when you say money, and I hate it when you tell you I owe tax. Today we're going to start talking about property investing, and before we get started with buying that first property and talking to a buyer's agent or a mortgage broker and working out the loan, should we have a conversation with our accountant?
Most definitely, because once you purchase something, it's very hard to rectify anything that you may have thought you should have been done. The reason being, you'll incur capital gains tax, stamp duty, if it run into tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars. So the more early you approach your accountant, the better you'll be financially and from the asset protection point of view as well.
So with what you're saying there, I should see my accountant first, then have a conversation with my bank or broker, and then go and engage the buyer's agent. So hopefully that great opportunity.
That's the ideal way, but generally, we see is the broker or the bank will see our clients first, and then they'll approach the accountant. So it'd be fantastic, just as Tim, you know how what we should be doing, then you can refer to the right accountant. That'd be a fantastic way as well. So, or if the clients are coming to us first, and we can give that advice first, and we can refer to you, for example. So it's very important that all the experts in the financial industry, such as the accountant, financial planner, brokers, they all know a little bit about the importance of getting the structure and the right admission stage.
Fantastic. Now, Bernie, what if I've already bought a house and it was my principal place of residence? The wife and I are now deciding that we're going to upgrade to something a little bit bigger, and we want to keep that. We've spoken to the broker and he said, or she said, yes, you can keep that property. Is it too late then to asset protection?
So if you're purchasing a new second property versus an investment property, it's not too late to set that up as in the proper manner. But with the primary residence that you've already purchased under your personal name, it's not too late. We do have strategies now that you can get it into the way that you want to. So strategies are evolving all the time. Whereas if in the traditional approach, that it will be very difficult to change things from the way you've structured it initially. But now with new strategies and new way of doing things are coming about, there are definitely ways you can come with us.
Right. How costly would it be to look at maybe something like that into a trust structure?
You need to be looking at least for if you're an owner of one property, then is there on that $5,000 to $10,000 mark? That the list of my clients, what's the value you're going to get out? Because one of the main reasons people hesitate to get advice or implement those strategies is because of the price, the cost of doing it. So a list of my clients always look at the value of it. So these days, a lot of clients are in properties with $1 million. So if you want to protect $1 million, what is it worth to you? So if you're paying $5,000 or $10,000 for a $1 million property, the price of protecting is less than one person.
Yeah,
that's just a nightmare.
It's a very small price to pay for that extra added security.
Yes, and very sure. Very importantly, you are paying for the future generations. So once you set it up, you're basically covering me for the next generation.
Fantastic. I'm going to talk a little bit about finance right now from a mortgage brokering point of view. So a lot of clients will come to me in relation to having their own occupier. They want to buy that next big home, but they want to keep that as their investment property. And the issue that we have is instead of using an offset account, which means those funds can then be used for that next purchase, and it does cause Uni a massive headache having to figure out what is non-deductible and what is deductible debt. We have the issue that a lot of clients will put it into their redraw, which is into their loan, and then we take those funds back out of the loan to use for new purchase, and because that's being used for a owner-occupier, that then causes pollution of the loan. And it means that Ernie gets to charge a little bit more money because he has to do a lot more work to figure out what is deductible and what is non-deductible debt. And we're going to talk more about this pollution of debt in a later episode. So we're going to get into a little bit more detail, but having a bit of a strategy and a plan from that first purchase to lead you to that next purchase is a better idea. Unless you're 110% sure that you're going to be selling that house and never keeping it as an investment property, I always advise clients, even if they're 99.9% sure they're going to sell, for that 0.1 that you might decide to keep it, let's set up the offset account. Once you've got around about 10 grand in your offset account, you're going to be offsetting the fee to have an offset account. And then that gives you that future flexibility with the saving of the interest pre-hand, like you would if you were to use your redraw. Ernie, have you got anything further to add about sort of tax planning and structuring of your purchases and that sort of thing around buying a house?
Yes, so we get a lot of these type of questions from clients, from brokers to as people who are looking to either get with them first property or build up their wealth with using property. So firstly, it's very important to consider whose name it should be purchased under, what percentage the ownership should be in. The reason being, you need to look at who is the high income for tax planning purposes. It's very important. And also future goals. So a lot of the time we tend to look at the current situation, but we never look at what the clients want to be or where they see themselves being in the next 5 to 10 years. What are their family planning, what it looks like? Because all these are factors into choosing the appropriate structure right now, because we want to keep the structures as flexible as possible, keeping in mind what the plans are in the future. Because once it's implemented, it's very difficult to change it on me.
Yeah.
So it'll help. So we're not just looking for tax planning in the current financial year. We're looking at the long term. So we're trying to long term matching. So it's very, very important that we cover all these of a client's life and their life covers.
That's one thing I do talk about with my clients is you want to have that sort of 5 to 10 year plan, but you also want to have that 1 to 2 to 3 year plan, maybe 5 year sort of short term. So you want sort of a long term goal with a short term plan, because it's a lot easier to modify your long term goal if you have a rough idea of what you want in the future, with little tweaks as we go along. 10 years is a very long time, as we can all agree. And if we sort of plan for 1 to 2 to 3 years, we can tweak it a little bit. But as soon as we have that end goal that we're aiming for, now that end goal might be just to pay off the house, get it done in 10 years, which, with extra repayments, offset account, not spending more than you earn, those little things there, you can achieve that and get it done. And, with great tax advice, you might get yourself a little bit bigger tax refund. And if you slap that in the offset account instead of racing out and spending it, it's going to get you to that goal a lot sooner.
And it's very important to understand that you need to get the balance right between tax savings and protecting your assets. It's a lot of the time you can't get the best of both worlds. So we try and find out from clients what the priorities are or what they would like now or in the future, and we try and get that balance right. It's also important that the clients receive different number of scenarios to pick from.
Yeah.
We can give our recommendations, but at the end of the day, it's a client who needs to decide what's more comfortable for them. And for each scenario, there are pros and cons. So it's not a session we can do in a few minutes. It's probably a number of sessions we go through with clients to come to an understanding. A lot of the time, clients don't even know what their goals are. And it's through that sitting down with clients, having that question and answer session, the clients actually understand a little bit more about themselves, that means speaking to spouse, the family. So it's a really intense sessions that we have with clients to find the right approach for them.
And that's really fantastic, because one thing that you'll start to learn as you learn more and more about this, you may sit there and you may have your little bubble, right? You may know this amount of information and go, I know everything there is. But it's not until you start learning more that you realize that you may only know this, but the bubble is that big. So coming to trusted professionals who understand the game, understand and keep learning and keep evolving and keep getting that new information, and can explain it in a simple way to you so you can understand and grow and learn as well, and we can bring you along that journey to get to that next level, is the reason why you need trusted professionals, which is why I trust Uni from SPT Tax Professionals.
Thank you, Tim. And likewise, it's very important for accountants as well to work with knowledgeable finance specialists such as Tim. So I've known Tim for approximately the last 4 or 5 years now, and we've shared with each of clients. We've asked each other a lot of technical questions to help, even that they may not be original clients. We still help each other read up and discuss. I could be asking him about the structures, and he could be asking me about the tax situations. So it's very important that what the fields of expertise are sort of on the same page, of working for the best interest of the clients.
I'm Tim. I've been your host / moderator, I guess. And this has been Invest with Tim Allen, and we'll be talking everything property today. Thank you for joining in, and talk to you soon.